Now we are live streaming. So, welcome, guys. It's awesome to see you in CTI Global Conference with a new topic and a new host. Today's topic is children care and early education with our host Atika from England.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hi
Atika,
everyone.
please go ahead.
Atika. Has
We can hear you
everybody
perfectly.
perfect?
Perfect.
Hi. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Atika Biricik. I am originally from Turkey. I've been living in England for 2 years. I completed my master's in special educational needs and disability. And after that, now I am working in a school and college. And today, what we're going to talk about is childcare, education, primary school caring, or early childhood. I know that everybody will maybe have a child in future, or you have already kids, or you have some needs like or you can be in the future. And like it's gonna be just basic information. It is not like academic or like just more theoretical information, absolutely, because we just want to do this in a funny way. And at the end, I just want to reply if you have some questions, like or just suggestion. I'm happy to help you as well. And my background is primary school teaching, and absolutely, I have some information about child stories, like some basic kind of lessons, like about literacy, math, or whatever. And now our aim is like improving our speaking skills and listening skills, basically. But today's topic is talk about child education. And I just want to start considering our childhood and today's like new generation childhood. I am about 30 years old, and absolutely there is a big, huge difference like between my childhood and new generation's childhood. Absolutely, they are struggling with many kind of problems like global issues and technological devices issues because they are came in across like many hours in a day. Sometimes it is willingly, sometimes it is a kind of addiction. And the second thing is like there are many competitive exams in many different countries. And basically, when it comes to the main difference, it is technical improvement, and I think the difference of generations because we are in an increasingly globalized world, and absolutely we need to like came with new ideas, new predictions, everything new improvements. And as a parent, I know that you or your relatives, your friends, they're all struggling how to be good or perfect parents. But I need to say that there is no concept being nice or good parents because absolutely this is just natural thing that you are nice parent already because you just grow up your children, your kids, whatever you're in your situation. So absolutely just please stop it. It's, am I doing right? Am I doing correct? What should I do more? The only thing is that's human being think because that's very natural. You have your case and you are educated or uneducated, it doesn't matter. Just do it in a natural way. But please consider some basic rules that's being very constructive. Like, you are a dad and you are a mom. And if you want to put rules for your children, like please don't eat too much junk food, or please don't spend too many times on the screen, or please sleep early, or please get rid of these detrimental effects of your behaviors, or please stop shouting, please stop doing fighting, kicking, whatever. And absolutely, this is good way that please consider that you are a big role model in your house. And children, they are always reacting, considering your habits, your behaviors, and your attention. Like if you are dad or mom, doesn't matter. Please consider that. Am I doing right way? And am I waiting, expecting the same thing? Because if you are doing exercising or eating very healthy, your children will do it because they are always living at the same house. And if you are like doing very nice, kind conversation with your husband or your wife, they're gonna be kind as well to their friends or teachers or whatever, or siblings, their siblings. And after that, please consider that that's all being natural way because they are taken as the role model you. And third thing is safe and guarding, because in our world there are many detrimental things like abusement, neglecting. And to avoid this, just give them some basic rules about sexual life. What is the private regions in your body? What is your need to protect from whoever strange, whoever like not from your own family, like dad or mom or siblings. And please consider that when you go somewhere, have you talked about that? We are not going somewhere else, like very to stranger, or we are not going anything else because that's all our relatives, our friends, and we just will talking like every time in the conservation. If there is happened something bad, just talking conservation. It is not hidden. You don't need to hide. We can talk about everything. That's our message. Because as a parent, if you are not giving them like trust to listen to them, they can hide this because they can think that it is normal or it is not normal, but I can't speak to them. So safeguarding is very important. Just consider that it is not normal way like when they watching many like not normal things for children on YouTube, on Instagram, or on television. So take under your control the technological devices. If you check it, like put a limitation, what can just play game, what can they watch, what they can just play. So absolutely it is going to be under your control. And after that, think that the screen just open everywhere because that's internet. And absolutely there are many detrimental people on the screen if they are joining a group in a social media or when you post your children. You cannot know who is watching them, who is seeing them, because on the screen it is a kind of screen but open into words. And absolutely it is nice to use in technology like social media, but absolutely you need to consider, you need to manage their account if your children have any account, any social media account, anything else. And I am thinking that how to improve their academic skills, emotional skills, and self-confidence skills. That's the important thing also, because they are preparing the life. They are doing the preparation for the life. And don't forget that if they are spending many times for the game, like doing car, something like building construction or drawing picture, this is very good because that's the life. The game is the life for the children, and they are all different. They have individual interest, like their keens, and absolutely they are different from each other. Please do not compare with their cousins, your neighbors, or what. And if you are thinking that why my children is like very like active, why they like being kind, they are not like very silent, just ignore that, because if your children is a bit like hyperactive, active, very like going everywhere, just like doing many things in the room, that's good, because they are thinking and reacting in that way, because they have many energies to this. And how you can manage this energy to good way? You can go to park, you can just join in an organization for charity, collecting rubbish in the garden, or just doing some cook, like making cake, making pasta, or whatever you want. And absolutely they will do it in an organized way. And absolutely, if you are doing well organized program for them, they will just do it. They will just follow them. And after that, it is gonna be shadow that they will know that that's all the well-known program for weekend, for weekdays. And after that, they can go to sleep early. They can do it very nice way, and you can just criticize what was that, what do you think about that, how we can just contribute new thing, how we can produce a very nice thing. And they're going to think about that. It is very good analytic way thinking, because you are not giving them all the instructive things at the same time. You are just putting them into a challenging situation. How to make a cake? Think about that. What we can need? I think we need egg. Yes, of course. Bring me eggs from the fridge. They will bring you and put there. And after that, when they are putting that, they will consider that that's a bit sensible, that's a bit sensitive. I can't put it like in a that way. This is important. You can think that, oh, that's very basic, that's easy. No, it is very good. They are doing like critical thinking. Oh, okay, I got the eggs. My family trusts in me because I didn't like crush it. I will just put that, and absolutely they will think that, oh, I can do many things, because that's very big things for them. It can be a bit small things for us, but absolutely they are doing very nice way, even just take an egg, take a milk, and just measuring them. Is that like 100 ml, or is that more than? They will just think that, is that enough? Okay, what shall I do more? Shall I add a bit like sugar? Okay, you can think about, is that nice when we add some chocolate or just carrot, whatever you have, and just basic thing. And when you're doing this, please be in a lovely attention that they can do many mistakes. They can just throw them. They want to play them. They can just can do this a bit like gamey things, cheeky things. And absolutely think that that's all children. And when you are child, when you were a child, you were doing the same thing. Trust me, your mom was just doing nice way or just a bit bad way. I don't actually hope it was good, but think that you were a child and they are child. And I don't know actually what is the main problem in the family, but I think it should be being a bit authoritarian. What is being authoritarian? Is that good or bad? I think it is sometimes very good and sometimes it is very bad, because if you are doing it very wrong way, do it, don't do it, do it, don't do it. No, 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 no. It is not nice. when you are putting some rules, please consider that. Are you doing the same thing? Are you watching a film, television, and or they are not doing this? Oh, why? Why not? Why they are not doing? Because you are not doing. Yeah, consider this. And when it comes to begin reading book, getting new habits, like getting rid of some bad detrimental habits on the screen, on the like environmental facts or the just outside. Please always be understandable to get new reasons why they are doing this. And after that, try to talk them. Every child, apart from if they have some developmental delay or neurodevelopmental disorders like autism, ADHD, or something like that, there are many ways for them. But for just mainstream or normal children, just speak to talk to them, and then just let them know that why they need to do this. Why I am not watching TV? Because blah blah blah. Let's Google it. When we watch TV, maybe more than 2 hours, what's gonna be in our brain cells? What's gonna be our behavioral things? And you can watch the videos or documentary that's very detrimental, like according to research or whatever, like experiments. And after that they're gonna be like believe that okay, my mom and dad, they always want to nice thing for me, it is nice for me, and they are also doing the same thing. They are not watching many times, they are not like spending many hours on the screen. Yeah, I think it was what I want to talk to, and if you have some question, I am really happy to answer them. And it was just general child education, child growing up, because that's very general. It is not academic, it is not like theoretical. The main thing is just have a getting information in a just basic level and making sense that how we can be do it very nice way. So, Hisham, can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's great. Actually, you covered everything. You covered the cognitive development as well as like the child's ability to learn and solve
Yeah,
problems. Yeah, as well as the emotional part of the child. So both are complementary for a well structured development for kids and child and even for adult. So thanks so much for
okay.
sharing all these valuable
You're
information.
welcome, Shah.
Now, maybe now we can be more specific, asking questions
Yeah,
to our members. And if they do so, they can also ask me or ask you, so we can help if we have any idea to share with them. Okay,
yeah,
now I want to start from my left to right. On my
yeah.
left screen, left top, I have Maria. So, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, so Maria, well, it doesn't matter if you do have kids or not, because even if we don't have, we have like brothers, sisters, families who are kids. So we can talk from that point of view, whether from the parents' point of view or just from a brother or sister point of view. So I would like to ask you just basic question in general, as Atika said, it's not academic or anything. So please share with us the child care and the education, like in your territory. How is it? Are you satisfied about it? And do you have any idea how to increase it and boost the level of education and childcare in your area?
Um, Yes, for me it's important. You say it doesn't matter you have kids or not, but yes, I have three kids in three different age. I have a young lady, 20 years, a teenager, 13, and a little kid, 6 years. And at this moment, I am not happy with the virtual education because my little kids, all they are in virtual education, and I am disagree with this. I can notice they don't have a good education. Even when my kids are in a bilingual school, and here is considered the school with a good level of education. But I can notice they don't receive a good education in virtual than in presential school. Yes, here in my country, in general, the education for the kids, they are is not good because we can see a lot of kids, they don't receive basic education. They quit because their parents maybe have to work. And that is sad. That is sad. Also, we have public education, public school, high school, university too. But not all the kids enter or have the opportunity to study. Yes.
Okay, thanks for sharing that, Maria. The same question I would ask Fatma. Please share with us your opinion about your cultures, care education, and uh, early uh, early education and childhood care. So, how is the situation in your country? What things are you satisfied at? What things you are not satisfied about, just to get an idea. Fatma, can you hear me?
Uh, Hello, Hisham. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Can I pass for this moment?
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Sure. No worries. Jury,
Sorry, thank you.
yeah, the same question for you. We would like to know how is the situation in your area? Where are you located? Are you satisfied about the childhood care and education? Do you have any idea or plan to make it maybe better for our kids, our brothers, sisters, and relatives?
Do you mean the education during the pandemic or like in general?
No, in general, the education for kids, like childcare and education.
Okay.
In
Um,
general, not only in the pandemic.
yeah. Well, I think that it varies from place to place because all the educational systems that we have in our countries, even here in our own countries, it's quite different. No? For instance, I can say that the educational system in the capitals of the states here in Mexico is higher because the demand of the parents is also higher, you know. Now, if you compare it to the rural areas over there, maybe the education quality falls a little bit, but that's because there are other facts that interfere, you know, such as uh, economy, um, access to technology, internet. Um, so I will say that generally speaking, I think that I'm gonna talk at least for Mexico because I don't know the other ones. But in Mexico, maybe the educational system can improve a little bit more. But that's also gonna work only if I guess the teachers are also well recognized. Because I mean, right now with all the pandemic that is happening, I guess finally some parents are starting to realize that the work of the teachers is really important,
Mhm.
you know, because I have heard like really super horrible stories of some parents that don't, how can I say it, don't empathize with teachers, you know, in regular basis before the pandemic even. Like they treat them badly. I mean, if they don't respect uh, who is giving the education to their kids, because it's teamwork. You know, parents have their own responsibilities over in their houses, which
Yeah,
ones
it's a cycle
teach values.
process.
Exactly, yeah. So they have to teach values, and then the teachers they only gonna teach, you know, the stuff that they have to learn, like secular stuff. But sometimes parents they forget that they have children and that that's their responsibility to teach them to be a good citizens, and they expect the teachers to take care of everything, even values, civical, and secular learning. I think that that's the main problem because um, I have seen. Well, I'm really in love with one country. Let me see. What is the name? What is the name of the little country that is up from Indonesia? It's super tiny, but now it's like super well in economy.
Malaysia, Singapore.
Singapore, yeah, Singapore. For instance, I was reading about it, and before, like probably 20 years ago or 30 years ago, I don't know, it was the situation was horrible. But now they changed radically. So I guess that is a general process. You know, you have to change the set of 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 the population and then also the educational system. And I mean, it's good that they got it, but it's gonna be quite difficult for other countries. You know, Singapore is also tiny, so it's also
Yeah,
feasible
very
for people to
small
think.
country.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
compared
absolutely
to I don't
affecting.
know. I'm sorry, what?
I just want to add that, yeah, the countries and just population and other circumstances, they all affect in the education system.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but for instance, if we compare just the geography of, I don't know, let's
Yeah,
call Russia, United States, Mexico, Brazil, India, countries that are huge, the change in the whole country is going to be different. Now, maybe we can talk about utopics, you know, like, oh, I want this world in my country and shala. But maybe what we can do is just start by yourself, you know, just to I in my own case, I don't have kids right now. Um, I survive another day, but I have nephews. You know, so what I can do is maybe help them to really learn what they are having from school, and also help my sister maybe to see what's the job of the teacher that he's doing or she is doing, and what my sister can do to help him her, you know. But also um, because we also know there are also some teachers that they don't really teach. And that's another issue, you know, because those ones are the ones that make the work difficult for the ones that really work. um, so I guess it varies. In Mexico, if you want to have a good education, and probably the same for Maria, for what I heard. What you are you from Colombia, Maria? I'm sorry, just guessing.
From Honduras.
Yes, from
Honduras.
Honduras,
Honduras.
Central
Okay, I'm sorry.
America.
Okay, yeah, Central America. Here in Mexico, at least the private education, it's a good option if you want your kids to have something meaningful. But in my personal opinion, I will send, for instance, if I had kids, to private schools just until junior high. But high school, I would put them in a public school because then I can make them compete among the rest, and also in university in a public school and compete among the rest, because that's gonna be their life, you know. At the end of the day, they have to pay everyone, not even the country in the world. So they have to be ready to compete and to set up their mind. Sorry, I
Yeah,
think that I spoke for a long time.
yeah, Jerry, please let me ask you this. like whether you have kids or not, for maybe your brothers, nephew, or whoever who are in the childhood stage, would you allow them to get access to social media in order to learn languages, cultures, or anything that would help
Yeah,
them in their
yeah, I
personal and
would.
professional career?
I would, but of course, with some security, because there are some apps also that allows you to kind of have an idea of what they are looking at,
Mhm.
or to prohibit certain websites. So I think that we don't have to be scared of technology, and we are facing that uh, afraidness right now. Sometimes, I mean, with the pandemic, I guess everyone went into online, um, but probably the ones that the kids that didn't have a real approach with technology and internet, it was challenging for them, and for them,
Yeah.
maybe frustrating. But if we start educating kids with technology in a safe way, it's gonna be easy, or easier, I guess. I have some friends, for instance, their kids, they know how to move very well around techno in general, and they're only 8, 9 years old. And if you think on the long run, they right now they're having skills that are gonna be very useful for the rest of life. And I think that skill is very important now. We have really to have it because our our situation now is changing. It's not going to be the same after the pandemic, uh, for sure. So the ones that learn from this experience and got more skills are going to have a big advantage among the ones that
Yeah,
um, didn't
absolutely.
want to change.
Yeah, we will learn how to live with pandemic, combining with nice technological approach and devices and opportunities as well. Like the only thing is, as you said, I think when we allow them, our children or nephews, whoever, to technology, just it should be under our control. The only thing that I totally agree with you, Jenny.
Yeah, that's great. As long as we trust the platforms that they are using, maybe with some limitation, yeah, just to secure their emotional life and to make sure they are in the right place. Thanks for sharing that, Jerry. I would like to ask the same question to Maria. By the way, I'm just asking people with the camera on because I'm not sure if other people are ready to answer the question or not. Yeah, that's the advantages of seeing the person you are talking to, so you can know that he is or she is ready to answer, or you can see the body language. So please, if you are without camera and you want to participate, just click on the button for raising hand so I can be aware that you want to add something. So Maria, the same question for you. Would you like to allow your kids, nephew, sisters, if they are in the childhood period, to get access to social media, to learn new languages? Would you, like for me personally, I regret not starting learning English at a very young age. So I would definitely allow my kids or my nephew or relatives to do that so they can have the ability to English skills or whatever language at a very young age. So what about you?
Yes, I'm agree with that. The kids can learn a lot. Even before the quarantine, they use the internet technology device, for example, to make homework or to learn something new. Only I have more pay attention is in the social media. For example, I have that teenager. She was interested in have a phone with line maybe 2 years ago, and also at this day they have this mobile phone, but they don't have a social media or activity, only for the WhatsApp group of the school, because I am not sure that she can imagine the Instagram or Facebook or WhatsApp. Is for me that in that field she don't have permission to stay there. And also I check continuously their phone, for example, or the computer too, because I am not agree. She is very upset sometimes because their friends have this permission, but she can't. And
Yeah.
also I can say, but you can use my phone, put the group in my phone, use wherever you want. But say no more, but it's not the same. I'm so sorry, but you can. That is
Yeah,
not an option. Yes, because for me it's an option, and that I can handle this. That is the way that I put the rule here at home.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you for your all opinions and your experiences. And absolutely, you are right that sometimes it is very difficult when your child just asking why my mom is not giving permission for that, because my old friends, they all using them. Absolutely, that's all the challenging circumstances when they, asking more demanding things. But you are doing very nice, very well that you are always checking their phone, because that's absolutely very good to like being always like controlling, checking what is going. And absolutely it can be very problematic things like on social media, on internet. Thank you, Maria.
Yes. Thank you to you. Isha, you are in mute.
Hisham, you
Sorry.
just yeah
Sorry. I would like to add something. It's very important to control our kids or brothers, sisters, but we need to pay attention to the manner we use to control them. So try to avoid being aggressive, or maybe they are so sensitive and vulnerable, so they can feel like attacked, by
yeah
not doing this or put that, So we try to be, I would say, a little bit tricky to like to ask for things indirectly, just to avoid the misunderstanding and
yeah
like the emotion hurting and such a thing. I think you are already aware of all of this, since you have a huge experience dealing with kids, so you know how to ask things from them and how to order or put commands so they can understand better with ways than other ways. Although the message is the same, but when we change the method, so like the meaning changed as well for the point of view of a kid.
absolutely. Anahi is just raising hands. Shall we just
Anahi, please unmute yourself and share your ideas.
Anahi, can you hear us? I think
Please
he did
try.
this mistake.
Actually, it is a she, so
Oh, sorry about that. Sorry.
I'm trying to help her.
Can you listen to me?
Here you. Now I can hear
Can
you.
you listen? Oh,
I
great.
can hear you.
Hello,
please
everyone.
introduce yourself so everyone can
Yeah.
know you better and you can share your ideas.
My name is Anaí. I am English teacher. I am from Argentina, from a very little town called Suardi. We are really great here. Very few cases of COVID-19, thanks God. And well, but we the education here is taking place online. We are trying to take care of our kids and all the community, all the population. So we have some. We are following certain certain, I don't know how to say it, certain steps to so the virus can't spread. As regard education online, I think it was a nice thing to do with adolescents, but not with kids. It was very difficult to work with kids online. Even though here in Argentina, many kids, I think from 8 up, have their own cell phones. But I personally think that virtual classes can replace face-to-face education, face-to-face interaction. Here in Argentina, as all Latin American countries, we are very affectionate with our kids. With hug, we have a special kind of interaction, and that it was really difficult to have. That is really difficult to have, for example, in a virtual class. Even though you can make jokes and you can make them smile, but it's very difficult. And I think that is children. We started with this isolation on March, and well, we are having one of the longest isolation periods. I think, for example, in France, I knew that they were isolated just 1 month. Here, we are having 6, 8 months of isolation. It's really very, very long. Children are really fed up of all this situation. They are not motivated, and it's a big deal for us as teachers to keep them motivated, to keep them interested in the topics. It's not easy. And as regard rural areas, it's even worse, the situation, because they are really isolated. As the Mexican man said, here we have many rural areas and they don't have access to technology and to internet. So it's very difficult for teachers to teach in that way, without even connection with their students. They are sending sometimes homework or activities for them to do, but they get to a specific place and they hand in the activities, but sometimes there are phone calls or WhatsApp video phone calls. So that's even worse in the rural areas. And as regard technology, yes, I am a mother. I have 2 kids. Catalina, she is 7 years old, and Ignacio is 8. They love technology. They are all the time with their cell phones. And I think they learn a lot of things. And I try to always talk about what they are watching, what they are searching for, and I think that they learn many things. If I compare myself with them when I was a child, when I was a kid, my mind was not so open, but now they can talk about everything. They come up with certain issues that I even don't expect to talk with them, and then they talk about dinosaurs and things they watch on YouTube and all kinds of applications. And
Anahi, I have a specific question for you, since you mentioned very important point. Yeah, so the first point is the pandemic. I think we have learned a lot from this pandemic, aren't we? And
yes,
the second thing is, you mentioned that it's difficult to teach kids, in particular, through like online, in virtual session and virtual classes. So my question is the difficulty because they don't have the same access to internet and technology, or because it's hard to get their attention?
it's hard to get their attention, and they keep on moving all the time. So in classes face to face, I normally give them 1 hour. The class lasts 1 hour, but for example, online they can stand in front of the computer more than half an hour. Yes, sure, and it's a big job also for their parents because they are there. You're not there with them. You can, in a way, manage the situation in a way, but it is their parents who are with them there, who prepare the place and a comfortable place for them to watch the class. But yes, it's not easy here. Kids in Argentina, or in many countries, I mean, they, especially nowadays, they all want to keep moving all the time, and my classes are not static. My classes are very energetic, so they run in the garden, they look for pictures, they come and go, and they I mean, kids in my classes, kids try to learn by playing, like a game. So sometimes in front of a computer it's not that easy.
Yeah, I think they also they still cannot consider online classes as something academic and formal, you know. So when they get into the class, they already aware that this is something formal. You need to respect your teacher, and you need to do things, and you can't do other things that you are used to do them at home. But when they are still at home facing the computer screen, so they can't feel it's something serious and formal. Maybe they need more time to get used to this strange method. For them, of course, they still consider it as something strange to get information and to follow your teacher behind the screen, because
Yes.
kids tend more to like to understand and believe in tangible things, you know. So if they cannot feel you in the same room, they cannot like understand you, or they cannot pay attention to you.
Sure. I was taking notes while you were talking, and that was what I wrote. They are not used to do this kind of work, so it's a challenge for them. I mean,
Yeah, for both, for students, and also it's a challenge for us as teachers.
sure. Yes, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so that's
absolutely.
that's what we are meant to work on, like to create and to come up with new ideas to get their attention and to attract their mind. Yeah, to be like to concentrate more and more in online classes. Maybe at the first time it's 20 minutes, then we try to extend it to 30 and 45 until hour, as they used to be in class for the real classes.
Yeah. And regarding their attention time, like process shorter than adults. We need to just also like think about that. And absolutely, it is more difficult when to take their attention to our screen, like preparation some materials. We don't have many things in our environment, even it is not classroom. Absolutely, I am doing the same challenging things now, like online learning, online teaching, and it is absolutely so challenging when it comes to take their attention, like to get involve them, to like take them to participations, and absolutely it is very difficult, you know. And even it's gonna lost, I think it's gonna be lost maybe more than a year, who can know. And absolutely, yeah, we need to get used to teach them in an effective way, and how they can just get used to learn or like listen to screen. It is difficult. Yeah, I totally agree with the teachers now. I'm doing the same thing and always challenging. Shamika,
Yes.
hear you.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, so this is very challenging, how to attract them and try to minimize the gap when they feel lost, you know, when they
Yeah.
are spaced out and not paying any attention. So anyone else wants to share an idea? So please unmute yourself and go ahead before we wrap up our meeting.
Hello, Hisham. I can to participate.
Hello? Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly. Please share your thought.
Okay, I think about the topic in this day. I have in several contexts. For example, in America, the struggle most difficult for the government for the children is the divorce. There are many mother single in this moment, but it's difficult for to give them an education with quality to the children. Other context is complicated, maybe in the pregnant the woman. In this moment, for example, in my country, there is not enough resource for the children, or maybe the education is bad. In the other problem that your government or the society do you concentrate in this moment is the divorce, or maybe to resolve the difference problems, or maybe when the father uh, decided to leave to any family, maybe to think about what do you go, what is the future in the children. Or this is the problem. But other problem that you in this moment that children do you have in around the world, for example, in Africa, in America, is the health or maybe the nutrition. In this moment, there are many children. In this moment, I not have the sustainable nutrition. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I think many times the people believe the government do you have the responsibility for the development so about the children. I think is any serious on context, for example, the government, the families, the society, the church, the only head in the different countries. For example, the UNICEF. I don't know. Sometimes there are many children in Africa in this moment. Do you have, or maybe in this moment, don't drink water, not drink the food sustainable for the body. This is my opinion.
Yeah, thanks so much for sharing that. Yeah, a lot of kids, maybe in Africa, Asia, or America, they don't have the same access to whether food, beverage, or technology, which is a pity for our societies and communities. I spot a comment on the chat box from Ala. So I find it very interesting. Ala, would you please elaborate more about the discrimination between kids in like at school?
Hello.
Hello.
I see that in some countries there is, and in Egypt too, in my country, there is a bias or a discrimination between children. I mean, between boys and girls. Families care more about boy rather than girl. Not all families do the same, but most of them do this bias in some governorate or regions. If a boy does something wrong, so it's okay, and if a girl does the same mistake, family will punish her. And also, the way I don't like the way that families do to punish their kids. They don't care about their psychological health. So that was my opinion.
Thank you for sharing that. So you mean like a sex discrimination? Maybe they provide more access to boys than to girls. Yeah, which is maybe emotionally very bad to females at school. Thanks for sharing that. Now it's time to wrap up our session. Atika, please, if you have anything that you would like to add, go ahead. You are muted. Please unmute yourself.
Okay, so thank you for everyone just listening to me and all your participations. They were all very nice opinions that unfortunately we have like very tough coronavirus issue like all around the world. Somewhere have still isolation, somewhere else like we don't have an isolation, but just all the same circumstance. And thank you for letting us that you have many good opinions for about topic, and discrimination also very important topic that's still in this world, like all this century, still we have this problem. Unfortunately, for everywhere it is like sex discrimination, and sometimes just racism, and sometimes other kind of discrimination, unfortunately. And hope we're gonna talk about many good things in future, like it in more nice way. And thank you for everyone. Nice to see you here, and see you next week.
Thanks so much, Atika. And by the way, since you mentioned multiple topics, we are doing live in Instagram, me and Atika, every Thursday. So if you have any interesting topics that you want us to talk about, please just send a message to the group and suggest your topics so we can talk about them on Instagram. You can leave comments if you have any questions while we are discussing the topic. Another thing, if you want to be the host in the future, just contact me, choose a topic, and let's do it. I'm really looking forward for Maria de Lourdes to be a host in the near future. Your English is very good. Your speaking skills is just amazing. So looking forward to seeing you as a host in the near future. Thank you so much for listening to us and for participating in our meeting, and see you next week. I will be live in an hour with Karina from Germany on Instagram. So please visit our Instagram and watch our video. If you have any questions, leave a comment.
Thank you for the topic.
Thank
You are
It was
welcome.
amazing.
Bye for now.
Thank